guys, welcome to the Marketing 101 for Small Business Owners podcast. I'm your host, Philippa Channer, and this is our special Friday series, the Moco Business Buzz, where I get the privilege and honor of having a conversation with local business owners here in the Montgomery County area, giving them opportunity to share about their expertise and also just have a conversation about marketing. So I am happy to be here today with Abby Sakariyah. So please introduce yourself, Abby. Let us know who you are, what you do, and what area you serve.
All right. Thank you for having me on. Again, my name is Abby Sakariyah. I'm a nurse practitioner by trade, and I'm the founder of Cherished Hands Home Care Services.
Awesome. So what is Cherished Hands Home Care Services?
Cherished Hands it's a hand home care agency. So we go in the home and serve seniors. So we help with activities of daily living for seniors to be able to thrive in their environment and whatever they need help with, from companionship to around the clock care.
Oh, awesome. Can you do are you nurses where you can do some medical stuff as well? Is it more of just taking care of other needs?
So we have companies, actually, like three foods, if you will. So we have the portion of home care where we send nursing assistants to help seniors, but
Okay.
we also a skilled agency, meaning we have registered nurses and licensed practical nurses that could help with medications and nursing
Right.
needs like wound care, IV medication administration. And also, we have a sister agency, Cherished Hands Healthcare Services, who serve people with special needs.
That was my next question is it just seniors, because I know there's several adults who aren't quite seniors yet but still need some extra love and care too. So okay, that's good to know. How can people Is there like an assessment to see whether or not there's a level of care that gets your services, and how can we find out more, I guess?
Yes, so there are a couple of, so first, and if somebody reach out to us, we send a registered nurse to go and do an in-home care assessment.
Okay.
And at seniors, and if in the home, how do you even know when you need care? It's one of my favorite topic,
Yeah.
because as a provider, if somebody coming to me for hypertension management, I could prescribe medications for them. But for care, how do you know what you need? When you start having change in your needs, like maybe you're able to just take a shower before and now it's becoming a struggle, you forgetting to pay bills and
Mhm.
feeling lonely, because home care is not all about providing those hands-on care. Sometimes it's just companionship and
Yeah.
somebody to talk with and spend some time. So we usually do a free in-home assessment and or virtual free consultation done by a registered nurse.
Okay. Okay. And then I guess the last question before we move on, some marketing fun stuff is, once you do the assessment, let's say it's neither me or let's say my mom, would she be assigned one person, or are we working with the basically cherished hands and whoever's available could come? So maybe she could see three or four different people over a few months. You know what I mean? Is it one
Yes.
person or multiple people?
So, depending on the needs, the goal of the agency and my philosophy of care, because I started as a caregiver in
Mhm.
healthcare about 15 years ago. So, is the consistent delivery of service. So, if somebody needs just a couple of hours, we want them to see the same person over and over again. That way they could build relationship, they could get to
Okay.
learn about each other to where it become a mutual relationship and they can get the best out of their care. It's
Yeah.
hard for seniors when you send in different people all the time. When
Yeah.
you it's then they have to tell them where everything is, they start it all over again.
Yes.
However, if it's maybe you need care around the clock, then that we know we have to divide up to like two or three people, but there will still be consistency.
Okay.
And also, one other thing with that agency is there's an oversight from nursing. So we
Okay.
don't just send a caregiver and we don't look back. No,
Yeah.
we send a registered nurse will go in the home and do a follow-up assessment at no charge. We
Okay.
do, yeah, so based on the needs or if something happened, but we do routine follow-up assessment as well.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. Thank you. I've learned a lot about your business. I kind of knew on the surface what you do, but now I get a better idea of who you help and how. So that's thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. So now marketing wise, I know a little bit about the senior world and that, who your target audience is because sometimes be a little different than what you expect. There's different players here when it comes to helping seniors. So, can you tell me your experience with marketing, maybe something you've tried that really works well or has worked well? Um, and how, what was it?
So, when it comes to marketing, we've tried a couple of different things, but one that I know surely works is delivering that quality service.
Mm,
Let your service be your main marketing. The service delivery mode be your
yeah.
main services. If you we Most of our referrals now come from word of mouth, from people in the community who have
Yeah.
used the services. But also I love online. I believe in social media. I believe in online presence.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of online, and it works for brand recognition. And also, when people are looking for services, they see us online, and before even they talk to us, they know more about what we can offer.
Yeah.
Uh, and also, I also believe in building trust relationship.
Yep.
So with professional partners, so that has worked as well, to where people can say, I'm referring this person to Cherished Hands because I trust the service that they would deliver.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of things I've used. We've used like promotional items also. Um, some do work, some don't, but it just depends on, bless you.
Thank you.
It depends on, what the promotional item, and also what demographics are you trying to target. Because a
Okay.
promotional item for senior themselves in healthcare, like those grocery bag or something,
Hmm.
works. And if you're dealing with a professional, then you look what can they use in their day-to-day activity. That is also the
Yeah.
question. Like, is it something, it look nice, it's expensive, they can set it aside, or something where they use it all the time and they remember you.
Yes. Okay. Okay, good. Those make sense. I like both of those. Both of those, I mean, especially when it comes to setting the standard with the quality of service you're giving. Give some good service, you're going to get the return for it with word of mouth, reviews, and so I definitely love that. A lot of people think I've just all I need to do is, put out these advertisements and if the quality is okay, I'll still get more money. I was like, no, you really have to focus on the quality. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Cool. And then on the other hand, are there any things that you have tried in the past, marketing wise, that did not work the way you expected it? Or maybe there's something that you've wanted to try and you just haven't known enough about it to get it off the ground?
One I've tried direct doorway delivery. In personal, in my, opinion, just of what I've done, because I've done it a couple of times. It doesn't. There's no. We didn't get anything from it, so
Mm.
the return on investment doesn't work. In my opinion, it doesn't work for us. Maybe it does work for another line of business, but
Yeah.
I mean, for our agency, I can speak into that. That I find it to be more of, it wasn't helpful.
And what kind of delivery was it? Say it again.
Direct doorway delivery, like, direct doorway, the mail delivery,
Yes.
where you can just take like postcard,
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
and just, randomly mail them out.
Yes, yeah, it's a tough industries like restaurants. Those tend to do good because usually you're gonna get like coupons and stuff like that that people can actively use. So
Right.
those tend to go good with those type of handouts or mailings. For service like yours, yeah, you have to build that trust and that relationship first, and it's hard to build trust in a relationship with a mailed flyer.
Yeah.
um, if they knew you beforehand and you're following up with a conversation. So maybe you've met. a bunch of people at an event, and they, for whatever reason, you had a sign up where they provided their mailing address, and then you sent a follow-up handout. Those do a little better because they've had that touch point with you before. Oh, they recognize the name. You've already had a conversation with them. Then you have a better results. But if it's just, okay, I have a mailing list in this area, I want to serve this area, let's just mail a bunch of things out, it's harder. It's harder to, and it's hard, like you're saying, it's harder to measure the return. There are things you can do. I'm not saying you never do it again. There's definitely times and seasons for it, and having the right message and the right call to action with it can work. But to really measure it, some things you can do is like either get a unique phone number that's tied just to this handout. So whenever somebody calls that number, they had to have gotten it from that card, or a unique URL, put a QR code or a unique website on it. Again, the only way that they could get that is from that card. So you can track website visits that way. So there are little ways to track the return. But sometimes, even on digital stuff, you could see in advertisements either a mailer or an ad on TV or a social media ad. And at the moment, you don't click on anything, but maybe
Right.
you write it down and say, oh, later on, I want to check out Cherished Hands. And then your action later on is to go directly go to Google, you search Cherished Hands and find the website. What triggered that thought was the ad you saw, but there's no way for you to know that now because they went directly to the website. They didn't click on the ad, or they didn't scan the code or whatever. So it's so hard. Either way, it's hard to really track
Yes.
how people got there without just constantly asking, during that first initial call, like, hey, thanks for calling, let me help you. Oh, by the way, how did you find out about me?
Right.
That's the most accurate way.
Yeah, we'll try to do that because we've done it a couple of times and I'm like, "Ah, I don't think it really worth the time." But like you said, there's a way we could track. Maybe
Yeah.
there's return on investment that we just couldn't measure it because we didn't collect the data.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. And it's hard to collect data on a mailer because it's
Right.
like, okay, how many people opened whatever piece? How many people actually looked at it, read it? You know, there is value, even if they didn't take action that first time they looked at it. There's value in them just seeing it and reading it because it's, again, a touch point. They say years ago, once somebody saw an ad 3 times, it kind of stuck with them. Now it's more like 7 to 10 times before they realize and start to say, oh, wait a minute, this might be a really credible place. They may actually have a solution for me. And so that seeing the flyer again, even if they saw it, glanced at it, and then threw it away, that's still one of the 10 touch points needed for them to get one step closer to building a relationship with you. So it still could be worth it.
Thank you for sharing. That is very informative. Thank you.
Yay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, again, Abby, I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show with me. Um, Again, I know you mentioned earlier, but please let people know how they can learn more about you and get your services if they're ready.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again. This is a great opportunity. I really love it. We're gonna do
Oh,
it again
good.
if possible.
Yay.
But if you want to learn more about what we do, go to cherishedhands.net.
That's okay.
Again, cherishedhands.net, or you could check out our YouTube channel also.
Oh, perfect. I will definitely check it out. I'll subscribe.
Yes, and also our YouTube, also social media platforms. We are on
Okay.
most social media platforms.
Perfect. I'll help if I remember. I'll get them all linked below. If not, I'll at least tag you when the video goes live, so you can see it there.
All right, thank you so much.
Awesome. And everybody, keep watching. If you're not subscribed to our channel here, please make sure you're subscribed to our podcast so you can continue to get up to date marketing tips and tricks on Wednesdays and engage with our social, or not our social, but our Moco Business Buzz shows on Fridays. Have a good weekend.
All right, thank you, everyone.